I used to be funny, but it's best because then I'm just missing some of the best stuff on it. So
Yeah.
yeah, Inverness. Well, if you're from London, everything above Watford is north, and if I go with Inverness, everything below Edinburgh. Wait, where Edinburgh would be a southerner to me then?
Yeah, I
You'd be a
think so.
southerner to me.
Yeah, yeah, because that's just on at border, isn't it, Edinburgh, really?
Yeah, and I completely give up where Midlands is.
Between me and you, of
How are you better at geography than me?
course it started barking.
You're a blind comedian. How are you better at geography than me?
I can't see where I am, but I know where I am.
How? Does like the Earth feel different?
Like, well, the yeah,
You touch
under
the soil.
we have very sensitive soles of our feet, so we just know where we are. We are. It's a sixth sense. Um, no, I mean you travel a lot when you do comedy and theatre and stuff. So, I mean, anywhere with a train station, I'm good with.
Okay, but they could just be lying to you.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. This is true, but why somebody would tell me that I'm in Barnsley and be proud of it, I don't know.
But I don't know. Or maybe I don't know. You're in like Wirral, but I'm like, oh no, you're in Kensington, Chelsea. Like, oh,
I mean, the
you're living the
accent,
high life.
yeah,
Mayfair, Stevie.
yeah,
No, this is Durham for fuck's sake.
yeah. I mean, I can just smell it. The accents are usually a giveaway.
Yeah.
The accents usually a giveaway, but yeah, I go where will have me.
Okay. Well, where am I then?
Where are you? Well, you're. I'm assuming you're London.
Yeah, but
Well,
what part then?
Essex way.
Oh no, seriously. Wait, three people in a row have said Essex.
Really?
I
That's
ain't about this.
Harry's fault. What about South London? Maybe
Okay, southeast.
that's not bad, is it? For a
There is
lad
a big
from Donny.
difference. I know it sounds so stupid, but there is a big difference between northeast,
Yeah.
southeast, and south.
All right. Okay.
But
So
that's a big
what
difference.
bit southeast?
But then
What bit southeast?
Bexley Heath,
Pardon?
Bexley Heath,
No, I don't know that bit.
Greenwich, Charlton.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know Greenwich. Yeah.
I'm on the
Wet
outskirts.
clock is.
But then
Wet clock is.
brilliant. I'm a cop out there because my postcode a DA, so I've got a Kent postcode. I'm
Well,
in
there's
the
the
London.
Essex twang then, isn't it? There's the Essex twang.
No,
A little
no,
bit.
I know, and Essex isn't in Kent. Wait,
It's next to it, isn't it?
so why does that matter?
Well, I don't know.
We'll die
I
on
mean,
this hill. So
I,
we'll agree to
I,
disagree.
I used to colour maps in geography where sea were green and land were blue.
They
So,
are. They are. You got it right. Everyone's just lied to you ever since. Dirty bastards. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sit Down for Stand Up. I have with me today Stevie Cairns. Do I say? I don't know.
what's
Because no one ever
politically
goes.
correct?
No one ever goes. Oh, here's Daniel Farr, a fat white comedian. Like, do they? So
Or
I
do
mean,
they say, here's the fat white comedian?
yeah,
Because I usually get blind
that's
comedian
what I was
or
gonna say.
visually impaired or,
Well,
yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. But I was like, wait a minute. Is that just me being a massive prick?
But I mean, let's be honest, it's my niche.
It is, but say if I had a trans person on, would I be like, here's my tranny
I mean,
comedian,
I'm
Dave?
I do feel like I'm allowed to get away with a lot of things that are of certain minority groups, but I wouldn't even like to contend with what is politically correct.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. No
I
matter
mean,
how far left you are, you'll always be right to someone.
yeah, completely. And I don't like upsetting people.
Oh,
That's
I do.
that's what comedy's for, isn't it?
I do. Do you know what? I didn't even do my little intro bit. I need to say it now.
Oh, sorry.
And all the viewers, you can hear what I say before. I've never done this actually live. Sorry. I don't cut anything. I don't edit anything. I
Mm,
pretend it's for creative genius. It's just because I'm a lazy bastard. So if you say anything, you've got to say it with conviction.
right,
Now, so that's like my TOS bit.
right. Okay,
There we
okay.
go. Now, there you go, people.
Okay.
You got the insight. So go
So
on. So hate crime.
I mean, when somebody says "I'll see you later," that triggers me, and that becomes a hate crime.
All right.
I don't know. I like. I mean, being blind is a small aspect, but also a big aspect. So call me what you want.
So when I did David Eagle, I did it, and I had a fuck moment. I was, oh, can you hear me? Okay, can you see me? Okay. I was like, does the video look okay? And it's just like, oh, straight away. So
Oh, brilliant! Yeah,
Yeah.
we've all got quite morbid senses of humour.
You've got to.
Yeah, like maybe disability in general, but yeah, if you take it too seriously, you become one of life's victims. Uh,
100%. And everyone can look at certain aspects of their life and feel down about it, but there's
that's not my guide dog, by the way.
what's what?
Oh, that's going to ruin the recording.
Did I miss something?
If it's not a dog, it's a child, but they're both there. They're at
Oh,
school.
very similar things.
Yeah. Well, no, I like the dog.
Yeah, my dogs are my children, to be honest.
Yeah. I should have got more dogs.
I love dogs. Hate kids. So,
Apologise for the barking.
no, it's all right. You said you did character comedy, so it was spot on, to be honest.
He talks more sense than I do, I'm sure.
You're a ventriloquist dog bark. I don't fucking know. So, guys, Stevie, I'll start with the one that always kicks off. How and why did you get into comedy?
Well, I think if I'm quite honest, it was always like a little bit of a secret ambition.
Okay, cool.
I started life very young as a musician. I started as a pianist, and I wanted to be a concert pianist. When my sight started, because I started losing my sight at 10, I couldn't read the music anymore, and I got very frustrated. So, obviously, I then became a blind dancer because that made so much sense.
Yeah.
So I trained in dance, and I had degrees in dance.
What's the worst dance to do as a blind comedian?
Pardon?
What's the worst type of dance to do as a blind comedian?
The worst pub?
Type of dance? Like, you'll never lead the conga.
No, I could. I don't know where we'd end up.
That would be part of it. My God. Blind conga.
Yeah. There's certain things. Like I met a world champion very briefly, so I can't even remember the name. A blind world champion archer. And part of me thinks, with the people around you taking the piss.
To be fair, you'd think to a point, but then they must have so much confidence to be in the crowds amongst that at the same time. So part taking the piss, they must believe it because
you've caused GBH, but you were just training. So yeah. There's always a concern that I might fall off a stage.
Yeah.
Not quite done it yet. It'd give the punchline away, wouldn't it? Ba-bum.
It'd be the best close, wouldn't it? Right. The end of your set every time you just flop off stage. So how do we get to comedy? Then we'll go.
Sorry. So always a bit of a performer. Ended up as a teacher for a little bit, which was, for about 15 years. I was a college lecturer, and I still have a full DBS, which is concerning. And then, I ended up with an Arts Council grant when I went back into theatre, and had this little pot of money to be able to get some mentors and stuff. And I ended up going and doing Logan Murray's course at the Museum of Comedy, mainly just to be able to write a one-woman play about sight loss, because that's what we do. We monetize our disabilities.
Capitalize on your niches.
This is completely, and just got this little bit. I like to think I've got a flair for it, but also got this sort of like, I really want to do this. I like the sound of my own voice. This is cheaper than therapy.
Oh, cheap man's therapy.
Yeah. And then just started, picking gigs up locally. I'll sort of go anywhere for a gig because I like a little train adventure. Nice. And it's just sort of built up from there. And because I've gone back into theatre and I do all sorts of other different things, is my schedule's all over, so I've not got a traditional 9 to 5, so it's quite nice, another thing to sort of fit into the jigsaw puzzle of stuff. So, and it's quite cool, isn't it?
It is. Do you tell people you're a comedian now?
It took me a long time, and I'll go, oh yeah, and I'm a stand-up comedian. So it's usually because it's the least financially contributing to my living at the minute. I feel like that has to come at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. I make them laugh first, then I tell them I'm a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice when somebody goes, "Oh, you should be a comedian." It's like
Funny
it's
enough.
funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Available for kids' parties. So I do, yeah. And especially when you start posting stuff, which I'm really bad at on like Instagram and Facebook. I'm not a social media fan. It takes me like 45 minutes to write an Instagram post, select the photographs, spell check it. There's still a typo in it. It's not overly blind friendly.
Yeah.
So I get really frustrated and fed up with it. It's like it's taking too much of my day up. So yeah, and then obviously people start to, you know, where you've got friends from school from 25 years ago that I go, oh, are you doing this now that you've, you know, not spoken to? But so yeah, I'm a little bit more forthcoming.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I think it's something to shout from the rooftops, but no one ever does at the beginning.
yeah,
Like,
it don't feel like yeah, it doesn't feel like you can't. Maybe it's imposter syndrome. I don't know, but it's a weird thing to say. I still find it weird.
okay, so what type of comedian are you? Like storyteller, observationalist, deadpan, one-liner?
I would say storyteller.
Okay,
So I tell lots of stories about being blind, being a single parent, being very northern and working class.
I mean,
Observational comedy is not my
the
thing.
worst bit's the northern bit, isn't it? That's the worst bit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can let you off on being blind, Stevie, but
yeah.
being
I mean,
northern, God,
do you think being northern's more of a disability?
1,000,000%. God, no, I'm jealous of the North right now because
You're
they
right.
they, they are killing it in comedy. They are killing it. Like I want to do an episode coming out of North vs South and just truly
Oh,
look at the differences.
yeah.
Like you've pretty much got to suck off 5 promoters to get a 10 minute. Like when you're starting out, where I mean they give them out like fucking condoms up there.
I mean,
That's a joke. Northerners don't use condoms.
no, I use prayer. But I'm a lapsed Catholic, so it never works. Um, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I do think sometimes, like, are you booking me because I'm the token disabled female from
Oh,
the north?
fun actually. I have not actually done this as someone who would openly admit they could be a box ticker.
Oh, I mean, yeah, when I was teaching, when I was a college lecturer, the college I was teaching for at the time asked me to fill their equality and diversity format, and this was pre-electronic. So
Uh,
this is where you had the box tick, and I said, "Oh, I can't see the form." They went, "We'll enlarge it to
uh.
A3," and I went, "I don't really want to fill it in." They went, "But it's anonymous." I went, "Yeah, my A3 one." It's going to be anonymous next to 300 A4 ones. And they literally suggested that I think it was a very, you know, a very there wasn't much diversity in the college. And yeah, I was a good statistic. I pushed like the disabled staff rate up to at least 0.3%.
Got that extra funding.
So yeah, I mean, I'm fully aware that. I mean, I think I'm very cynical. I'd like to think I get booked because I make people laugh. I mean, that's always quite a nice thing to think. But I do think, yeah, I think sometimes, you know, to add a bit of a diversity, and I think as well, like I don't know what to say to anybody here. I think because I sound quite rough and ready, I don't ultimately get a male audience as backup.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, no, oh, yeah, yeah. No, I
Yeah,
agree on
and
that.
I don't really like talking about being female. I mean, I do talk about being pregnant a little bit, but it's not in great depth because yeah, it's foul. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I like to think it's because I'm likable as well. Maybe I'm just filling myself full of shit.
No, no, I think you're quite likable. Straight away, like straight off the cuss. You made me laugh straight away, which is quite rare.
I'll
No,
take
no,
that
no.
compliment.
Yeah, I think that's probably the eighth time on this show. And I think this is episode 91 now or something, where I've actually had a proper like uncontrollable laughter. So well done.
Oh, cheers. So I went top 10 if no else. I'll take
Your
that.
top 10, yeah. There's more to
Yeah.
come.
Can
But
you
yeah,
review?
yeah. Positive review from the get go. So yeah, no, it's quite interesting. Yeah, because saying rough and ready, I would say you're just sort of a stereotypical northern lass,
Yeah.
from my perspective. But I'm not from the north, so
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I'm quite proud of being northern and working class, and yeah, I lean into it. Somebody said that my accent gets stronger when I'm on stage doing comedy as well. So it's like
Okay.
I fully embrace being Yorkshire born and bred.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And we'll go into the blind comedian bit in a bit because I've got a
Okay.
lot I want to talk about on that.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
there's a lot of us out there now as well. It's
so saturated in my opinion. There's too many
Yeah,
of you.
market is overflowing.
There's too many of you. God damn it. Uh, so how did you did sort of comedy in stealth mode. How did your first gig go?
So that was the like showcase they do at
Right,
the
comedy course, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So that was at the Museum of Comedy, which was again very, very cool because it's a lovely little venue that. Um, and yeah, I got laughs, and then it becomes a little bit infectious, doesn't it? Because you're like, oh, I like this attention. So I think it went well. I mean, I've not watched that back for a while. It was like a 5 minute set. Again, some of the stuff that was in that set is evolved and still in the stuff that I use now.
Yeah.
Because again, there's only so many blind jokes you can tell. And also I have a joke that my namesake, Stevie Wonder, that I'm named after him.
Yeah.
Because I'm going blind.
Fair. What's one of the ones that I've heard being, like if you refer to yourself, as being like a blind female black comedian because you're blind, you don't know you're white.
Well, this is my joke of like, I talk part of my set about I've been asked loads of daft questions. Can I read and write? That's nothing to do with sight loss. That's because I'm from Doncaster.
Brilliant, love it.
Yeah. And the most interesting question I've ever been asked is, am I named after Stevie Wonder because I'm going blind? And everybody goes, oh, there's a titter. And it's like, well, no, it's obviously because I'm black.
Brilliant.
So somebody did question whether I was a racist. Only one person. I was like, no, it's about highlighting ignorance. So yeah.
To be honest, I'm on this pod. I've been accused of being racist, transphobic,
yeah,
all the other shit. I just sort of say what I say.
Yeah, I never say anything that to purposely insult or.
Oh, the person who called you racist, what race were they?
They were a person of colour.
Oh, well, that's rare.
Yeah,
oh, that goes against my sort of.
I mean, but I have also told that joke to other people of colour that have absolutely tittered their heads off. So it's difficult, and sometimes I do, depending where you are in the country as well, because sometimes there's more diversity in different places. I do think, oh God, and then I think, well, no, I'm going to stand by my convictions. I've got a Madeleine McCann joke.
Love it. Let's do this. Do it.
That I've never ever posted because you get cancelled.
You will not get cancelled.
And it's not.
I'll give you a deal. If you do your joke, I'll do a joke much worse.
Yeah, but I don't want.
Okay, so if you get cancelled, I'm coming down with you.
I want people to watch this though, and not.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay.
Although, is that how we get publicity now? So the Madeleine McCann joke is, I talk about how I'm a single parent and I've been left with 2 kids, and I love them, but they're massive dicks. Took them to Portugal on a family holiday last year. We had a lovely time. I went out for tapas every night, and I still managed to come back with both of them. And I'm blind.
That's a great joke. That's not offensive in any way whatsoever.
It's not, and I am not supporting I'm not advocating child theft or encouraging my own children to be stolen. Because as much as I criticise my children in my set and say how awful they are, I genuinely love them very much. But somebody said I was sick. I was like, no, I didn't actually leave my children on their own. They, if anything, as a blind parent, I would one of the jokes I've got is that I put cat collars with bells on them so I can hear where they are and I don't trip over them. But I would quite happily, chip my children. Like, hey Siri, find my kids. And then start beeping.
Tag them.
Oh yeah, massively. Because I suffer a massive amount of anxiety, especially in a play area. If you've ever been for any parents that have ever been in a play area, it's just all I hear is just echoey sound and blurry small things running around. Like, if Anybody wants to steal children, target a blind parent. They've not got a chance.
Easy options, yeah, to be honest. Uh, and it's not genetic, is it? So, is
Um,
it?
yeah, my condition's genetic, but
Is it Hunt's?
the kids will be carriers. They won't necessarily be
Right.
affected. I hope not, because they're turning it now. My 6-year-old's starting to read really well. He's
Yeah.
becoming like a talking guide dog.
He's your audible.
It's like my personal audio description when he's full of chocolate buttons and he's happy. That's how I pay him.
So if you want to read quickly, you just inject it with some sugar,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. I mean, I was in labour for 72 hours with him. If I'd known how addicted he'd be to chocolate buttons, I would have put a bag down there to entice him out, I think.
The blue Smarties.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Straight out.
Go. So yeah, I think I do worry sometimes, like writing stuff. I don't, because I really don't want to offend people, but then
but then
comedy's got to have a little. I suppose offence is subjective, in it, like comedy's subjective.
yeah. Andrew, like Ricky Gervais says, no one has the right to go around never not being offended. I mean, I'll give you off the cusp right now. I mean, I'm writing 3 jokes at the moment. I've not brought on stage. Actually, one I have, and it didn't go well. So I do about being fat. Then my mate who's fatter and uglier, and he's a fireman. He can't get up the ladder anymore, so he's now a bungalow specialist. Love that joke. And I tried to tag it with this bit in Shoreditch, which is like one of the most woke places in London. I was like, oh, he's so fat and ugly, he's just been granted a visa for this new country. I can't remember what it's called, but I know they wave a rainbow flag. Talking about the LGBT people. Fucking lost them, but, loved it. I'll give you some offensive ones. I'm right now. What's worse, being black and having a small dick, or having an OnlyFans with 0 subscribers? Okay. What's worse? And also, NHS is now giving the morning after pill out for free. Because, women can't make good life choices.
Very true. I know. I am an example of that.
I could go spend £35 for a kid, or, have a kid for 18 months. Bad financial
18 months? Do you get me know yours after 18 months?
18 years, sorry. Yeah.
I don't think they actually ever go. I mean, I'm 40 in a couple of months, and I'm still very much reliant on my mother.
This bit I haven't done yet, and I've actually gifted this joke to another comedian.
All right, go on.
Because he's more edgy than me. I'm not really that edgy. So, women go around now, and they can be as promiscuous as they want. They're filling themselves up to look like walking size eclairs, all the cum in them, or by looking at some of you people, profiteroles. Love that joke.
My head went to profiterole when you said Claire. Or what about like an elephant's foot? Do you get them in London?
No.
Oh, so like up north we'd call them an elephant's foot. So they're like massive, like so it's still shoe pastry, but it's in like a big square. So
there's loads of cream in it.
Yeah.
Elephant's foot. Okay.
Elephant's foot, like I'm sure Greggs will sell it. Like there's about 3 million Greggs up here, so
but that's a good thing to know if I want to say that joke up north.
Yeah,
well, also, that's not my joke anymore. I've given it away.
Well,
I've given it away.
Give my elephant's foot to whoever you've given it to.
I'll let him know if you're going to tag that, because one thing about comedy, like I always think, okay, I'll churn this into a bit first. Then, can you joke about anything?
Is that a question? Can you joke?
Question.
I think context is important, and the whole punching up rather than punching down. But I actually quite like self-deprecating. Like I think I've always, from losing my sight quite young, that's always been my defense mechanism. Of I'll get myself before anybody gets me.
Yeah.
That's a very serious point there, and I think that is just sort of evolved as I've got older. And my mum were quite harsh in the sense of I was never allowed to get away with anything. And she was quite like, she'd call me Biff Eyes, or, like, what do you mean you can't? She'd very much make, like, she would, and still does, make a lot of humour out of the fact of I'm losing my sight. So I quite like I'll self-deprecate before I maybe take the pee of somebody else. So I don't know the answer to that. I don't think I found the answer. I think I think we should have the freedom to joke about anything that impacts us,
Yep.
individuals. I dodgy ground is when I don't feel overly educated or overly familiar with something that I'm joking about, maybe.
Okay, but then that is two different topics altogether. I mean, to
Okay.
me, there's only ever one answer to this question.
Okay.
You can joke about anything you want, but you need to be prepared for the consequences.
I totally agree with that.
Like you can say anything you want,
Totally agree.
but
Yeah.
also like I've said this several times now over the pod's history. You need to earn your stripes before you become an edgelord. Before you go into these topics, you need to
Yeah.
be good enough to do the joke justice and be aware of the persona you give off on stage. Like
Yeah.
I write black jokes, trans jokes,
Yeah.
Muslim jokes, all them. I don't do them on stage because I'm aware of my persona. I'm not good
Yeah.
enough to do it justice.
Yeah.
So I'll send them to my Muslim
Yeah.
trans
Yeah. Yeah.
black
Yeah.
mates. Not all at once. That's the penultimate fucking box ticker. But do you know what I mean? Like I send them to and I'll be like, look, do
Yeah.
something with this. And
Yeah.
they know me. They know if
I
you want to
agree.
write something, never ever stop the creativeness.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Because what I think, I have ping pong balls in my head sometimes. I've not quite self-diagnosed as
Better somewhere else though, isn't it? You know.
ADHD.
That's how you started your act. You know?
Yeah, but
That's what you
yeah,
did your archery with.
I agree with that, and I think and I think it's as well as it's all in delivery as well. Whether you come across sounding like an absolute arse or the audience are aware that it's there's a dialogue, there's like this give and take, because I do love comedians that can take the pay but really inoffensively, like do you know I love Dar O'Brien. He's one I've seen him loads of times before I sort of stepped into comedy, and I used to live in Dublin, and I saw him a lot in Dublin at Vicar Street, which is a lovely venue, and he had this thing of being able to have the banter with the audience where he was taking the pay, but it was in a really loving way. That sounds the most feminine thing I've ever said. So I think it's definitely knowing your place. What is it they say? Stay in your lane.
And the comedian you set out to become is not the one you actually end up becoming.
Yeah, I think so. And I also I'm a massive advocate for freedom of speech, and I totally think that we're all, that's the beauty of living in a democracy, is that we don't have to agree. And if we start censoring, it actually contradicts us having freedom. You start censoring so people can have freedom of speech. It's so hypocritical. So I think, but I also, like you said, with having freedom of speech, there is a responsibility there of like whether it be consequences or what you put across, in your character. So I think there's a fine line, but I agree with you. Like there's certain things you can think and saying in knowing your audience and saying in your circle, and especially saying to other comedians, because I think you look at a joke differently and humour differently when you are a comedian. Like I watch comedy very differently now to what I used to.
Yeah.
About like how things are structured and the formula of putting a joke together.
You try to tag them yourself also, and where's it going? Right.
Yeah. So I think and I think it's also being open as a comedian as well, of not being overly protective of your own material when somebody says to you, "Oh, have you thought about that?" Because that'd be really funny. But you'll get away with it being female and blind. I'm not going to, as a straight white man that the world hates.
Yeah, and also it'd be pretty fucking weird if I went on stage and did a 10-minute jokes about being blind when I'm not.
Do you know what? Like some people occasionally think it's a character act because I don't use a cane. I haven't got a dog. Well, I have got a dog, but it's not a guide dog. And I wear sunglasses because my eyes are very light sensitive. But when I'm on stage, I don't.
Okay.
Because I don't like I mean, maybe as I become more established and people become to hopefully go, "Oh yes, Stevie, she's blind." It's a part of the punchline because it's I one of the things is I know I don't look it, but I'm actually legally blind. I don't come with the usual accessories that blind Barbie does.
Yeah.
But that's because I identify as fully sighted. So
Barbie's got this box boxes covered in everything, haven't they?
I mean, they have got a blind Barbie.
Yeah.
I have got a blind Barbie in my set.
My favourite one. There was you know, there's wheelchair Barbie.
Yeah, do you
Love
know
it.
we're on discount in Tesco?
Yeah. My favourite thing though, well, I went into Toys R Us to buy a swing set for my niece because I spoiled the shit out of her. Every time my brother says she can't have anything, it's like, well, fuck you.
Well, yeah.
She is. I don't care. I don't care if she cries when I leave. Like, I'm doing my bit. But I saw there was there's a wheelchair Barbie, but he had it on the top shelf. that just got me so much.
Like, yeah, you've got to like love the thinking. There is. I'm gonna have to let me see if I can find this for you, right? Because part of what I've done is a bit of research after Blind Barbie came out of other toys that are inclusive and representing the blind community. Honestly, this is foul. Like, and I've got copies of these that I use in my longer set.
Do they just go to the worst stereotype possible?
Can you? Am I showing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Can you see that? So that's a baby with a cane and glasses.
Is it wearing denim jeans?
I love it that's your issue that he's wearing denim.
Yeah,
it's got a cane. It can't even walk. It can't even crawl. Probably.
Is that a problem? Is the cane the correct colours? It's gone. I mean, the light's gone, Stevie.
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Can you see it? So it's
go a bit to the other way.
Other way.
Other way.
Other way. The other way.
Okay.
It's
got Mr. Bean's teddy.
Not noticed that.
Yeah.
It's the cane that's most concerning.
No, it's not. The most concerning thing is they're basically saying blind people have no fashion. That is the fucking worst thing in that. Fuck the cane. Who dressed that baby up? It's the question.
I mean, you should. Well, yeah. I mean, you should see me sometimes after I put my makeup on, and I go. Apparently, I go a little bit honey boo boo.
Yeah. How do you do because like your with like your Instagram pictures, like you put your makeup on, it all looks like lovely.
Thanks. I don't put a lot on.
No, it's the natural looking makeup.
Yeah, it's a disabled thing. We don't want to look too well, so we lose our pip.
Yeah, fair.
The DWP are watching. No, I don't tend to wear a lot unless I'm going out or I'm or I'm on stage.
Right.
A lot of practice of years of getting it wrong, but I also do. Sometimes I'll send one of my mates a picture going, do I look like a human? Or my mum will come round and she'll not really acknowledge me, and I'll go and do a school run with toothpaste down my face or something to do that.
It's the one time you don't want the girl solidarity, but no, you look lovely. You're like, no, fucking honest here, like drop me the truth bombs.
Most of my friends are absolute fact. There is no solidarity. Like, that's a very northern female thing. Is we are horrible to each other, and I think. Like there's a group of us that are close friends, and a lot of us have known each other since we came out of the womb. So 30, nearly 40 years, and they are awful. I love them.
Yeah.
But we are awful to each other. It's not that I remember watching a Russell Howard set about how lovely girls are to each other in friendship groups in comparison to the lads.
So many comedians have done it. Girls are nice to their face and bitchy behind their back.
No.
Guys are. But I said that's the general rule of thumb. Where guys are arseholes to the face, but loyal behind the back.
Yeah, and do you know what? I always say this: true friendship is when somebody tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I mean, honestly, we can be quite I mean, I'm surprised one of us has not done time, when we pricked one of us in the street or,
Yeah.
But it's all with love. It's all with complete love. If anybody gets to see this, I do love them all. And they are inspiration to some of my material as well.
Off the camera, she was calling you all dickheads.
Yeah.
Fucking hates you all.
I've created this character.
Don't be nice now that you might hear it. Off camera, she was horrible to every single Sally in particular. There's always a Sally.
I'd love it if there was a Sally, but there's not a Sally.
There's Catherine. I'm talking about you then.
No, not. Oh, there's a Katie, but there's not.
Katie, that was it. You bitch.
But no, I've created this character.
I've heard about you, Katie.
I've created this character called Janine, who's like my best mate, but she's a collection of my friends and their daft
Right.
stories that have been embellished. So one of them's like, my mate Janine once asked me, how did he get such a big tuna into such a small tin?
That innuendo.
No,
Oh,
like,
this is like, oh, the actual cake. Brilliant. Yes.
I'm telling it
Know
wrong.
where my mind went on that one.
I mean, if yours looks like a tuna,
Well, the
maybe
fact that yeah, brilliant.
I mean, if it smells like a tuna, somebody once
Yeah,
heckled me.
do your senses heighten being blind?
No, I'm not like Batfink. I'm
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
Can't smell a fart from 300 yards away. Do you know
Good,
what I mean?
because I've fired 3 times during this podcast. So if you went, did you just fart?
I mean,
I'd have been exposed there and then.
we're not even doing this on Zoom. I can hear you from here, and we're like 200 miles away from each other. No, it's yeah. So people will go, but you can hear better, can't you? I'm like, no, you rely on your other senses more, but they don't they don't actively. Or mine haven't anyway. Maybe I'm just a really shit type of blind person. But I certainly, it's not like somebody thinks I can. I actually said I actually talking. I was really mean. So I'm part of the Sight Loss Council.
Yep.
And so I volunteered for them. And we had a conference in May in Birmingham. So there's like 150 visually impaired people in the same place at the same time. It was beyond a fire hazard. Like I think
Was it a flat surface place or
well,
it was in the middle of a maze?
there was ramps and lifts, but genuinely, like like you have a maximum capacity on a lift.
Yeah.
There should be a cap on how many blind people are allowed in the.
When you get, I know, no, I was about to say that, but you can't do it. I was going to say, when I get in a lift, I always eye up the fattest people, and I'm like, do you count as 2 people on this lift? And I think when I'm the fattest on the lift, I'm like, oh, I people looking at me like, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But we were there in like I have never felt so much like a fake. Like obviously there were people blinder than me. Like I helped guide some other blind people. It was literally the blind leading the blind. It was bizarre. There was a point. What we were talking about. There's a point to this. There was a point to this.
Blind genericness.
Blind. Oh, I've lost my train of thought. When I watched this back.
You talk about your friends, Katie being a bitch.
Janine, yeah. She'll love the name nod. I can't remember. Oh my god, what did I was blind and clearly daft. We'll call that a blonde moment rather than a blind moment.
The ginger.
Well, that could be. That could be. Who knows? Who knows?
So what are some of the adversities?
No. The adversities?
Yes. Like, even though I getting on the stage.
I mean,
how do you write your material?
I do come with free parking.
Love it. Yep, always helps.
So I'm great. I sometimes struggle getting to venues because obviously I don't drive, and I think because you go here, there, and everywhere as a comedian, so I'm sort of restricted sometimes in that. To be honest, like most promoters, most venues, as soon as I say, "Oh, I'm visually impaired," or just to give you the heads up, they'll show me the stage or how to get on it, or some of them are really like, please don't fall off the front of the stage, just giving you the heads up. So they are, there's a massive amount of consideration. So I don't really feel that there's a massive amount of adversity.
Good. I like that.
I mean, I said this to somebody, about being female and disabled, because I know there's lots of conversations in the industry about discrimination, or however you want to collect it, and I'm either very naive or very lucky with the people that I've come into contact with in the last 2 years, that I've always been like my comedy mates, like the little sort of community that's been built, that I've built around myself is like everybody seems to like ironically keep an eye on me.
I've Instagram stalked you, and I've seen like some of the comedians you've been like on bills with and stuff. I know a fair few of them, and they
Yeah.
are a bunch of absolute sound people. I
Yeah.
would say about 92% of other comedians are really nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I
There
get,
are some dickheads out there.
and you know what? I think if I were doing this 20 years ago at 1920, I'd have a different experience. But I think,
Have you had any like male dickhead experiences?
any what? Sorry,
Like male dickhead experiences?
only my exes, but I don't think they count, do they?
Uh, like anything in the comedy world?
Genuinely, I know this sounds like I'm probably, but no, not really.
No, that's
Like,
good. No,
like,
that's the. It's weird because that's the answer I want,
yeah,
but for
like,
dramatic value, it's not.
yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? But that's me being a massive
yeah.
fucking leech.
But you come across egos. I think, and I think to be a comedian, you've got to have an ego, haven't you?
I disagree on that.
Well, no.
I think
I
you've got
think
to humble yourself at every single going
completely.
stage.
I think there's a difference between ego and confidence, isn't there? So, and like that self assurance. So we all like to talk and things, but I don't necessarily. Maybe I'm just oblivious to it. I don't know, and I think the older you get, you know who to center yourself around, don't you? Like, or who to give more, more of time of your day, or who's. But no, yeah, maybe I just can't see them being dicks to me. Maybe they're flagging me off while they're going,
Yeah. There's a hate crime going on right now.
Or maybe, maybe, yeah. So I don't know, or maybe, maybe I'm just too vulnerable to be attacked as it is.
Well,
I've got to protect.
I was about to go, well, hopefully one day people will be completely equal opportunists and they'll be just as abusive.
Yeah, like.
See, that's how you get yourself cancelled right there. That statement right there is how I just probably cancel myself. But
Yeah.
I don't believe cancel culture is a thing. I don't. I mean, any PR,
Any publicity is good publicity.
That's the badger.
That's the one, isn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing it for 2 years. What? Okay. I was going to try and restructure this question, but I'm not going to do it.
Oh, go on.
I was going to say,
Oh,
what's the worst thing you've seen someone do on stage? I was like, can I say the word scene? I don't care anymore.
It's triggering. It's triggering.
Yeah, why do I need to pander? You're funny first. You'd always agree with that. You're a comedian, then blind. Not blind comedian.
Yeah, I would hope so.
You've got to be funny first.
Yeah, I mean, I want, like I said earlier, like, I know I'm a good box ticker, which is a really cynical thing to say, and
I love it.
I have to caveat that. No, but I have to caveat that because I don't really don't want to offend other disabled comics because I don't want to be booked because I'm a box ticker. That's me being cynical and having a lack of self-worth.
No, let me emphasize right now. If a comedian can get offended, they're in the wrong fucking game.
Well,
1,000,000%. They're in the wrong fucking game.
But I would like to think I get booked because I'm funny, and and I think humour's like so therapeutic and just the best support for any sort of trauma. And I think that thing of, not to sound too deep, the glasses are full sort of scenario is I usually get it like when I say, oh, I'm visually impaired. Oh, that's awful. I'm like, I'm not dead.
I get the same when I say I'm fat. Oh.
Like, you've only got 2 hands and 1 mouth. But no, so yeah. So the worst thing I've seen on stage. Oh, I mean, I taught performing arts to young people for 15 years, but I had some great students. But yeah, I don't know. The worst thing I've seen on stage. I don't know.
Well, if someone's been like a complete bellend or killed the room.
I think sometimes, like, I mean, and I'm guilty of this sometimes. Like, I see something shiny and I go off on a tangent, and because I love a heckle. Weirdly, like,
I was going to say, how does crowd work different in any way? Because sort of like,
I mean, I love
read the room. You can't sort of lock on with.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely love crowd work. I struggle with it sometimes. A wireless microphone helps that you can walk into audience with, and I've got And usually if I'm getting a heckle, I go, you're the sort of person that makes me wish I were deaf and blind.
Yeah, love it.
So, I've got my little collective, and I like talking. I like talking to people, and I think that thing of like being in an audience, being a stand-up, and having that banter with comedian, you do feel, it's ace. But I do get anxious about it. But I think it's sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Like I wouldn't be able to like necessarily make eye contact with a person and just start talking to them. It's usually my crowd work usually comes from if I've asked a question.
Yeah.
So like any other parents in the room and somebody will be really predominant and go, yeah, and like, and I'll latch on from an audio cue. I know that sounds really random.
Yeah.
But I do like crowd work because, I think they engage way more when you're talking to them rather than when you're just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird, and I do stress about it. Like because it can go very badly. If I lose my track where somebody is, but I'll watch from the top of the bill most of the time, or listen to the top of the bill. So if a comedian previously has had banter with somebody, I'll make a mental note of their name if it can fit into my set, which I think a lot of us do, of that being able to keep that callback.
People love callbacks.
Yeah, well, this is it. So, and I'll go, oh, where's Dave again? And Dave will go, hey, and I'm go, oh yeah, you'll know about this, won't you? Tuna in cans, because he's a fisherman or something. I don't know.
You could do it even funnier. You could do a complete 180 and point to the curtain.
Say that again, sorry.
You could do a complete 180, like where's Dave here, and then just do a complete 180 and point to the back of the room instead.
Yeah.
And I'll have your back facing the audience, start telling the joke.
Suggested that, like, start telling the joke, and I'm like, I don't know if that's too obvious.
Okay, yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a bit low hanging, but
yeah, I mean, like,
I feel guilty with doing low hanging, but I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah, but like Stevie Wonder never sang it back at stage, did he? Neither did Ray Charles or other blind performers are available. So I do love crowd work though. I do when they're a good crowd, obviously. You do get. I mean, I've even iPad's running out of charge. Oh, and I plugged in as well. So even on a crappy audience though, I think you've got to be quick, haven't you? You've got to be quick. And I think that's what I'm going to say. So somebody at one gig, when I was going on the blind stuff, they went, oh, have you ever seen Braille Tale? And I'm like, what's
Braille Tale?
Yeah, honestly, right? Never heard of this. And I'm like, what's Braille Tale? Well, Braille on your tail. And I went, I'm not being funny, mate. I said, but if your bits are bumpy, you want to be going to doctors, like. And I did go and Google it.
What's Braille Tale? I want to know. Like,
I don't know if it was this punter's sort of like. I don't know.
Googling it, Braille Tale.
Googling it. What.
I've always been interested in Braille porn.
Yeah, well, Braille porn. Yeah, no, that's just a touch tour.
Braille Tale.
I mean, yeah, I've got a bit about audio described porn, obviously, because I talk about audio description in general.
Braille Tales would use stories to inspire visually impaired children.
Oh, Tales as in TALE.
Yes. I thought he meant tail was in like jumping like a fucking dog's tail.
If your bits are bumpy, get you sent to doctor.
Hey, what the fuck's she on about? What about inspiring children? You're talking about their lumpy asses. Fuck's sake, Steve.
I mean, ironically, I don't read Braille either, so it'd be lost on me.
Yeah.
It'd just feel like a scab. Although, when I applied for a new passport a few months ago, you can tick if you're visually impaired, if you want Braille on the back of your passport. And I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be really cool. And literally all it is your name in Braille that they have sellotaped, not embossed.
Why would you forget your name?
Well, no, it's because all me and the kids' passports are all the same colour now. Because we've all got...
Okay.
So I
Fair,
can
I'm with you on
easily
that. Okay, cool.
identify.
As I said,
My
why
own,
don't they put someone who's blind on Home Office to like fucking let people into the country? Like, I'm all for box ticking, but there's some jobs that you
yeah,
might need
I
sight.
mean, yeah, you won't
Yeah,
want me
as
doing
a
that.
parent's sake, yeah, okay, I'm
Yeah,
back it again.
yeah. Bus driver isn't something.
Yeah, there's some jobs that I think you just got to accept aren't your calling.
Yeah, I mean,
I like archery, apparently.
yeah, I do a bit about, I'm not allowed to drive. And there's a couple of times in audience where people have gone, and I'm like, this is not like a revolution. I'm not
Yeah.
asking you all to make some sort of passive aggressive stand of
And
let her drive.
Once again, okay, I'm an advocate for disabled people doing stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you, Stevie. I don't want you on the road.
No,
I don't want to hurt your feelings on that, but
we've
I'm
all got
sorry.
limitations, and me being able to drive is one of them. I mean, I when I had the kids when they were tiny, like newborns, I gave one of my kids whiplash because
Yeah.
I pushed the pram into like this railing, and poor little sod like bounced in past.
I mean, so could you imagine? Could you imagine when you was going to Portugal and they were like, just so you know, we are a qualities hire, so the pilot today is blind. But there's braille on the steering fucking wheel, so you know.
Oh, that's what I was telling you. Going back to
There you
the
go. Pilot blindness. Gone. Give you some comedy gold right there.
Right, so going back to the Sight Loss Council, is on the way there, I travelled with lots of other visually impaired people. And so we were on the train, and the conductor came up the train and went, and obviously there were 20 blind people in this carriage. And he went, "Oh, you can do all sorts now, can't you, you lot?" Right, and I was like, and I heard him, and I thought, oh my God, like, I'm not usually, in fact, I'm never sensitive, but I was just like, it was so patronising. And he went, "Oh yeah, you can play sport and all sorts. I've seen it." Like, he's obviously watched Paralympics and thought, wow.
I've seen it,
Yeah.
You haven't, but I have.
Let's go to the circus, to the freak show. And he goes, and he said something about tennis. So when he came to check my ticket, I went, "You know how we play tennis, don't you?" I said, "We can't see the balls, but we can hear them coming towards us." He went, "Can you?" I went, "Yeah." I said, that's how we play ball games." He went, "Well, I never knew that." Now, clearly, I'm talking bollocks.
Honestly, yeah.
Absolute bollocks. But I loved that image of him going home or going
telling his wife or something.
And being like, "I've met a load of blind people. You'll never guess how they play tennis."
That was his go-to pub fucking thing he tells his mates.
Like, it's not just that Chris McCausland that can dance. Like, bloody hell, like, yeah, it was just like, gosh, you moron.
Yeah.
You absolute moron. Yeah, I get more defensive of other blind people around me than myself, I think, sometimes.
Is that being offended over that, or is that being intolerant to stupid people?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I always say that ignorance is ill education.
Yeah.
If you've never been affected by it, you don't know about it. This is why I think.
But that's fine. That's absolutely fine, as long as you are then willing to re-educate yourself.
Yeah, I agree. But I think sometimes it's generational. I mean, my grand's 85. The stuff that comes out of her mouth as an 85-year-old. Yeah. It's like, I'm not a racialist, but and and when it was Brexit, we were talking about, well, I voted to leave, and like, Gran, you're half Pakistani. You're a product of immigration, man. Like,
right, I'm in. No one else. Like, shut the door behind me.
Yes, but and I'm like, none of us would be here.
Yeah,
like literally a product of immigration. So yeah. I think sometimes it's generational as well, and sometimes it's if you've never been in that community, I would have never thought twice about anybody with sight loss. Not because I'm an awful person, because it never affected me. And again, with the friends around me, my kid, it's normal to my kids that mummy's eyes don't work very well, or as I often say, I'm legally blind, and my little lad now, Ozzy, will say, "Mummy, because you're regular blind, so I've never met anybody irregular blind."
Yeah, I'm a part-time blind.
Yeah, so there's a spectrum of blindness. But yeah, and it's
Is that in brow also?
yeah, no. And my little girl, like she's 4 now, so Maggie, she's like, oh, mummy, you can't see. She's so blunt. I'm like, you're right, Bubs. Like I'm such an inconvenience, but yeah, and it's their normal, so you have to forgive it a little bit. But then you you, I do think to myself like, wow,
Yeah. Some people just
they just yeah, they just don't think, really
no.
don't think.
They
So
they don't. Go on. So Stevie, I'll do two more, and then we'll shut it down.
yeah,
What's been your favourite moment on stage, and what time did you bomb the hardest?
uh, can I do the bomb worst first?
Please. I don't really
Yeah,
give a shit about the best moment. I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie.
So
I only like the bad stories.
the biggest bomb that I've was in Barnsley.
Of course.
Um, yeah, in
Okay. Never
Cuddy.
been Barnsley. Sounds lovely.
Yeah, it were a gong show actually.
Brilliant.
And I've done really well on a previous gong show, so I was really confident. And I think I was the only female on the lineup. And this particular day, football were on. So everybody in this bar had no shits
Yeah.
given about comedy. And obviously the audience start pulling things up. And all these jokes, I'm like, oh God, yeah, I'm taking piss that I'm blind, aren't I? Like really forward thinking, da da da. And nothing landed. And I think I didn't even I didn't even go past 3 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, and it was if I remember rightly, it might have been were it my birthday? No,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
that's
no. It
even
wasn't. That was the
worse.
first. No,
Gone, gone. No one loved you on your birthday. Not even the crowd.
it was the first. That was the first gong show where I did all right. It was, yeah, it was like, and I was like, oh my fucking God, like, so yeah, that was and I wasn't many gigs in. I was like maybe 4 or 5 gigs in, so it proper dinted my confidence a little bit. And I'm like, I'm never gonna do this
Yeah.
again. And I'm quite hypercritical of myself when I come off. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that, or I didn't stay on track. Um, my best moment. Oh, I, it's a bit of a cop out,
Mm.
and of course the dog's barking. It's a bit of a cop out this, but being able to say, oh, I've gigged with so and so, and I've gigged with so I've gigged with Joe Kemp, Frankie Monroe,
Okay, cool, yep.
and I gigged with Scott Bennett before. He was
He's one of my favourite comedians.
oh, he's so good, and he's such a nice bloke.
Yeah.
Angelos, what's his name? And like me and my friend went to York Comedy Festival, and they were the first two, Angelos and Scott Bennett were the first two out. I'm like, we're up there, and I've gigged with them. Jamie McDonald, when he was doing his work in progress just before he went up to Edinburgh, I warmed up for him. It was a very niche lineup that night. So I find it quite humbling to be in the presence of these very funny, very, very creative people.
And now you spoke to me also, So...
Well, honestly, like, I mean, this is it. I'm gonna retire from comedy. This is my official retirement because it's not gonna get any better.
It's not gonna get better, I'm afraid.
Not gonna get better than this.
I'm the pinnacle.
I mean, if only I could see you.
Yeah,
you sound like a stud.
Yeah, I'm 6'4", chiseled.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jesus, what chisel did they use?
Pardon?
What chisel did they use?
I'll miss that again. Go.
Said what chisel did they use?
Oh. I'd paint it on, to be honest. I love it. So, Stevie, I'll end it with this one. Someone's never done comedy before. They're looking to get into stand up. What advice would you give them?
I think to stay humble. Don't listen to your mates as well.
Yeah.
Like, your mates will say you're fantastic. Sometimes because they're your mates, sometimes because they just enjoy seeing you do shit.
Yeah.
And just don't run before you can walk. I think there's a lot that, oh yeah, let's go to. I mean, I've not done hot water yet. But I think they're doing these little comedy courses, which are great, and I loved mine. It was a great sort of springboard, but sort of just it's a craft and it's a skill, and it's you need you have to be respectful of that as well, and that's why I love watching all these these.
If you said hot water, I'm speaking to Jamie Hutchinson next.
Oh. Don't think I've met Jamie. I've met Tony.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah. They're both so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely.
Jamie with Tony. Yeah, he were emceeing a gig. that I went to. Yeah, he's I keep meaning to get in touch with him actually, just
Was
to
that?
say I keep meaning to get in touch with Tony because obviously, like, he told me he was good looking as well.
Yeah.
But about going
There's a
to,
bit of a common denominator going on here a little bit, isn't there?
I mean, I'll be honest, I have pulled a few interesting characters in my time, but they've all had lovely personalities.
Oh, that's also yes. You're when someone says, "Oh, they go for personality and they're lying," you're not lying. Yeah.
Yeah, magnifying software sometimes helps.
Love it.
Some audio description.
I love that. Right, Stevie, I'm going to end it there
Yeah,
because
lovely.
look, it's been lovely having you on. Thank you
Yes,
ever so much.
you
I've
too,
enjoyed it.
love. No,
Uh,
thank you so much. That's
and
been
thanks ever
great.
so much for watching, guys. Cheers.